Everyone, my name is Sean Dunbar, and this is my first week in the Ayiti City program. Now, for those who may not know what Ayiti City is or who may want to know more about it, Ayiti City is a wonderful program whose goal is to promote the different cultural aspects, the history, the art, the music that essentially makes up Haiti today. Now, as someone who's an outsider to the Haitian community, who wasn't raised around many Haitians and who is not Haitian himself, I didn't know what to expect out of this study abroad experience. I wasn't sure about many things, but what I've got from it was an in-depth understanding of the Haitian community and a fond appreciation of its culture, its art, its history, and more importantly, its people. I feel like I've really broadened my perspective, my worldview on Haiti as a whole, which previously was influenced by the negative, the negative things, the negative perceived notions that you see in the media today, the negative stereotypes that you may hear, and it really changed my narrative on how or what Haiti really is. Through various things that I've learned this week, including workshops, lectures, which included one from a Yale professor, different food, the walking tours, visiting historical sites. I feel like I've really come to appreciate Haitian culture as a whole, and I really feel lucky to have this once-in-a-lifetime experience that offered by Brooklyn College in its third year. But what I've most got from this program was not learning about the history, not learning about the food, not learning the culture, but knowing the people. Like I said before, I wasn't raised around many Haitians. I wasn't raised in the Haitian community, and I'm not Haitian myself. So I didn't really have that, I would say, connection with the Haitian community. But even as an outsider, I have never felt more welcomed by a group of people in my life. But more than their kindness and their warmth, I got to know the people as a whole through various things we learned this week, and specifically the walking tour, my conversations with other people. I've realized that a big theme for them is community and uplift. How even in the face of unimaginable hardship, they're able to come together and build something out of it. How they have great resilience. And that's something that truly fascinated me and made me want to learn more about the Haitian culture. Now, this is just one aspect, like I said, and there was various things that I've learned, which I would love to share with you guys. And it will be easier for me to show it with you rather than for me to tell you, so you can get a better appreciation for it, just like I did. So, without further ado, this is week 1, Ayiti City Wrapped.
Where our roots were. What countries in Africa were we indigenous? In the end, this is not Black history. This is American history. But it's American history that's finally been told.
I just want to know specifically which African tribe I came from. That I might not know. It might not show you. Looking at here both banners are images from the April 20th, 1990 march against the FDA blood victims. Remember that number I gave you was about 100 to 150,000 people on the Brooklyn Bridge that day. So much so that the bridge shook. Okay, that's how many people were there. And the reason why this march was so successful was because it was a cause that Haitians across socioeconomic classes could get behind, right? It didn't matter if you were rich, poor, educated, if you came from Petroville or if you came from, I don't know, some province somewhere. The government was saying that Haitian blood was contaminated, and that was making Haitians of all backgrounds, their lives very, very, very difficult. Some things that people don't realize in Haitian American history here is that Haitian people were treated really rough here too. So I know there's this idea that when you leave Haiti and you come to the States, things are better for you. At least that's the thought, right? I've had some family think that things were better for us because we were here. But this project is meant to educate people on how much Haitians have had to fight even coming here, right? So on the website, you'll see that the total project covers 5 stories, but the 2 that we only focused on was this march and police violence. And that's only 10 years, right? This was 1990, and the other stories that I tell you that we're gonna see happened in 97 and 2000. It's only a 10-year span. And we're talking about constant protest, right? And this march turned 35 this year, right? This is 35 years ago this year. So you can imagine, after that decade is done, it's 2025 now. They just said we were eating dogs last year, right? TPS and all that, we still fighting for it based off of Friday. We are still in the process of like activism. So I thought this was really important for people to know, because we want them to know that the experience for Haitian Americans here, it didn't get any better. In fact, a lot of the reasons why we're able to have a little Haiti now, or we're able to have Haitian elected officials, we're able to have this space to bring our families in, is because a lot of people did a lot of activism to happen, right? So like I said, this march, all I have is my wallet. Let me just show them it's my wallet. And then it's a barrage of bullets for like 2 minutes. And it's hard to hear, but that's the truth of the situation, sir.
Was it just like one officer or multiple?
No, several. They were waiting at he was in the vestibule, like a little foyer of his, getting into his apartment or his building, and they thought he had a gun, but it was his wallet. And all of the officers fired on him. So he 41 shots. Now, someone asked me what happened to the police officers, right? You see all the faces here? Nobody was killed here. No officers who killed any of these people went to jail. None of these deaths were avenged. None of them. And there are only 4 or 5 cases here from 25 years ago, right? Anthony Baez, who was killed earlier, his parents attended Patrick Doise's funeral. He was choked out by the police after his football hit the cop car while he was playing football with his brother in the street. Amadou, I just told you, was shot 41 times. Malcolm Ferguson was shot 2 weeks before Patrick Doisma in his building by the police. Nobody went to jail again. And then Anthony Mazier, I pulled his story because when I was researching the deaths in New York prior to Patrick, like leading up to him, I found only one sentence about this guy, and this is the only image of him. And I just felt like if I didn't pull his name out, we may never hear about him ever again. And the fact that his last name, I have Mazier in my family too. So I don't know if there's a connection. I don't know what it is, but it felt like I should put it out there. So he was killed by cops in his car. And so his parents came to Patrick's funeral. And the video of the funeral and the riot are on the website. So you can see how interesting it was. So let's move on to that. church is connected to all three stories that we talked about. Because of how it is.
예컨 그 레드 사진 세하고 파스타 기대를 올라.
America and immigration in general, and we also went on a walking tour around Brooklyn, and I will be interviewing Sean and Anushka based on what they also experienced with me so that we can see whether our ideals were the same. And I'll be starting with Anushka. What was, based on the film that we watched today, what was your opinion on it?
It was just like, it was heartbreaking to hear like all the, because it's like, yeah, like it just reminded me like, yeah, people need something to hate on, but like, do we really have, like, no one had to go this far. Like, I feel like just this hate didn't have to go this far for it to just, it was pretty inhumane.
What about you, Sean?
I was, like Anushka said, I was very touched by the film, but also very heartbroken. As someone whose parents are immigrants, I see that every day how they tell me stories of how, you know, how rough it is being an immigrant, all of the trials and tribulations they have to face, all the obstacles they have to face. Honestly, like, I'm thankful that I didn't have to go through it, but it also breaks my heart that they had to go through all that stuff. They had to suffer so much just to come here, just to build a better life for yourself. Because I feel like anyone who wants to build a better life for yourself, someone who wants to get another opportunity, I feel like they should be granted that. I feel like that should be a human right. They shouldn't have to face so much, you know, backlash, so much obstacles, so many things that, you know, prevent them from doing that.
I agree with you, because one part of the film that especially got to me was the part where I saw Haitians fleeing an interview. One thing that especially got to me was the part where in the film Haitians were fleeing on boats, and they were talking about how a lot of them died while on the sea. And it especially resonates with me because my grandmother told me about this family member that had to go on one of those boats just to get here, and she said that the boat tipped over with him and he had to swim the rest of the way just to get here. And the fact that he had to do all of that just to survive is crazy. And although I don't know what he faced once he got here, but seeing the inhumane things that they were put through getting here, and the fact that they were fleeing a terrorist, is crazy to me. And to go on with our interview, based on the walking tour that we did, what is, yeah, for all of us, based on the walking tour that we did, what was your opinion on it, and what really got to you, Sean, if you want to start?
So, as someone who's not Haitian himself, that was very touching and very moving walking tour. I felt like it really gave me a new perspective on Haitian culture as a whole and Haitian history, and it's the things that you won't see in the media. And, you know, again, just like the film, I was very saddened by what they had to go through, you know, with police brutality, the subject of police brutality, so many other things that the Haitians had to face through in this community right here in Flatbush. But it also, even though I'm not part of the culture, it also gave me a great sense of pride, weirdly enough. And when I say a great sense of pride, it made me get an appreciation, because not only has Haitians faced through so much hardship in this country, they face so much hate, they've gone through so many things, but through all of that, they've built a community around it. They've stood with each other. They've fought against it. Resilience is something that I think is very strong in the Haitian community, and the community itself of bringing people together
in times of stuff like that, of which gives them a sense of self-empowerment, I feel like, and that made me value Asian culture as a whole. It gave me an insight as to the type of people they are, which I didn't know before.